Good morning, everyone. Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. Still sipping on some coffee. Thank goodness. As some of you know, I've kind of been in a little slump lately. And what is better for a slump than jelly prints? So myself and a few ARTners, thank you Julie for that term, got together on Zoom and created a stack of jelly prints. So much fun. And then what do you do with them? So I created a piece with the background with ripped up pieces of the jelly prints, which is just gorgeous. It's one magazine collage. It's actually for class. And then the other ones I took and I tore them into strips and I wove them. And I created an art piece or a card, which was really, really fun. So it was a great way to play for just a few minutes on the table today, which is exactly what I needed. I hope you need it too. Too much fun, absolutely too much fun, mindless. Perfection is abandoned, playfulness as always. I hope I say this right. These are people that sent a cup of coffee or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 to the village. So I so appreciate your warm, comforting beverages and more than that, your support. So Julie, Yay Au Pair, Rebecca, Carol, Elaine, Rosanna, thank you for the cuppa, the warm, comforting beverages and the support. Carol, you asked about Patreon. Patreon, I am no longer doing Patreon. I haven't been doing Patreon for a little bit less than a year now. But I do have 1 to 2 free videos on YouTube per week. So buying a cup of coffee or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 is a great way to spontaneously support the village. So thank you for that. Thank you for asking about Patreon. It was fun while I did it. And to relieve some stress, I'm not doing it. So, happy campers all around. And Melinda sent some stamps, some beautiful postage stamps that will be great in a collage. So thank you everyone for your support. To all my students that continue to show up on a weekly basis, I love you. To the village that leave comments and thumbs up, I love you. You guys get me to the table and help me through the slumps. So enough chatter from me, and see you on the table. Okay, what do you do when you have stacks and stacks of jelly prints that are just delicious and divine? So I made a weaving on a card. You can use it as a piece of artwork, or you can use it as a postcard. I happen to have had this piece. It's almost like a watercolor, but it was a fold. It was part of stationery, I guess. And then some of my yummy jelly prints and a sewing machine and some weaving. So fun. Okay, as some of you know, I've been in a bit of a slump. I don't know if it's weather-wise. I have no idea. Not that anything is wrong here at all, but I've been in a bit of a slump. But when you're in a bit of a slump, what do? You make some jelly prints, right? So I have these gorgeous, gorgeous jelly prints that I just put on recycled paper. And I'm going to play with those. I'm going to actually, oh, this is one of my favorites. I don't think we'll tear that guy up. I happen to like him a whole lot. And we have all of these fun designs. Oh, that's a yummy one too. All right, enough. This is a card. It's a large card. Where it came from, I don't know. I'm sure I don't have an envelope that big, but that's okay. We can actually even turn this into an envelope if we want. So this is what I'm going to be creating some fun artwork on. I'm going to bring some of the jelly prints in, and I'm going to tear them into strips. First I'll bring my ruler in, and I will remove all of the white edges just by ripping that edge off. I'll remove all 4 white edges. Using these same jelly prints, I'm going to come in and tear, I don't know, maybe an inch? Maybe. bring in my glue stick. I think this is from Sonia. Thank you, Sonia. Lay those strips down. I'm going to let that glue stick dry for a bit. Let that dry. All right, I couldn't wait for it to dry. You know I couldn't. So I took it to my sewing machine. Now I'm lifting those up to the seam. So I sewed here, and I'm just lifting the pieces up. I'm going to rip a few more strips. I'm working with 5 jelly prints. And I can almost guarantee you that my lines will not be straight. All right, I'm going to bring a piece in, extend it over the top, and start weaving. Bring my glue stick back in, put some glue over here so that I can stabilize things. And I'm going to take this to the sewing machine. I'm going to sew the other 3 edges. All right, I took it to the sewing machine. I sewed some wonderful pieces on there. I am going to take this edge off, flush with the top. And then I'm going to go to the edge of the bottom and tear these pieces off flush with the bottom. That is gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is go in here and snip all the extra strings. Bring in my Mod Podge. Put a coat of Mod Podge on the back of this patchwork. I'm going to leave the strings on the front. Close my card, my artwork. bring in Seedless Preserves Distress Ink and a blender, an amazing blender that Annette made. Thank you. Come across these edges. I'll put my rice bag on here to keep it flat. I'm going to leave all the strings on there because I love them. You have a beautiful piece of artwork and or a beautiful card. Write your message on the back. Actually, you can treat it as a postcard. Put some extra postage on it for a postcard. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, your turn. Go create, go play, go have fun.